Greetings, chess players, and welcome to your first lesson on the game of chess. My name is Coach Tortoise, and I've been teaching chess for many years. The first thing we are going to learn about today is the chess board. What you see in front of you is the chess board. It has 64 squares. Because it is 8 squares by 8 squares. All of the squares on the chessboard are either light squares or dark squares. There are 32 light squares and 32 dark squares. Each one of these squares has a name. For example, this square is A1. This square is E4, so it's E4. And this square, you guessed it, it's D8. So every square is named by a letter followed by a number. The letters denote what file the square is in. A file is a roadway in chess that goes up and down. This whole row of squares is a file. It is the A file. This is the B file. The C file. Each file has just 8 squares. We also have another kind of roadway, which we call a rank. A rank goes side to side. This is the first rank, the second rank, the third rank, and so forth. Our final roadway on the chessboard is the diagonal. Diagonals extend diagonally, meaning you're moving on the same color. This diagonal is the A1 to H8 diagonal. You name a diagonal by finding the 2 farthest squares and naming those. For instance, this is the G1 to H2 diagonal. Unlike files and ranks, diagonals vary in the number of squares that are contained. For example, the G1 H2 diagonal only has 2 squares, whereas the A1 to H8 diagonal has 8. The most important part of our chessboard are the center 4 squares. We collectively call this the center. It is made up of squares E4, E5, D4, and D5. The center. So far, we have learned that there are 64 squares on the chessboard. 32 of them are light squares, 32 of them are dark squares. All the squares on the chessboard have names. They are named by using the letter of their file and the number of their rank. The most important squares on our board is the center, which is D4, D5, E4, and E5. Roadways that go up and down and contain 8 squares are called files. This is the F file. Roadways that go side to side are called ranks. They also contain 8 squares. This is the 7th rank. Roadways that go diagonally are called diagonals. This is the H1 to A8 diagonal. This is the F1 to H3 diagonal. Diagonals can vary in length. The two longest diagonals on the chessboard travel through the center. Go ahead and move to your quiz on Lesson 1, the chessboard. Thank you. See you next time.